Mr. Don McCumber. He grew up in Yarmouth. He lived for over 30 years in Ontario. In Ontario, he was teaching at Sir Sanford Fleming College, at Peterborough and Lindsay School of Natural Resources campuses. He remained there for 33 years as a college professor. At age 11, he joined the 299 Yarmouth Air Cadet Squadron. He later became an officer with the 110 Yarmouth Army Cadets, which the Wedgeport Region 155 sponsors. He was a Sea Cadet officer for some 7 years with the city of Peterborough, Ontario. Among his other military endeavors, he was instrumental in getting the Army Cadets to annually commemorate the Battle of Remy Ridge throughout Canada. Mr. McCumber has been a member of the Royal Canadian Legion for the past 44 years. He has had numerous positions in the organization. He has chaired several local branch and district provincial command committees in Ontario, and now is our zone commander in the southwestern Nova Scotia. He is now retired, living in Little River Harbour in the municipality of Argyle. Comrades, I present Comrade Zone Commander Don McCumber.
It was felt that it would be nice to hear the importance and significance of the Italian campaign. You might ask why. However, what do we know or remember of the sacrifices that were made during this campaign? We know and have learned many significant World War II battles. The Battle of Vimy Ridge, Canada's birth of a nation, and will celebrate the 100th anniversary next year. We know of the battles of the beaches of Normandy and Juno Beach and the liberation of France and Holland. But what do we hear or know of the significant role our soldiers in Sicily and Italy and their contribution to assisting and putting an end to the Second World War? The Italian campaign was an important military effort for Canada during the Second World War. More than 93,000 Canadians, along with their allies, Great Britain, France, and the United States, played a vital role as they pushed through Sicily from the south to the north, and Italy over a 20-month period. Canadians faced difficult battles against some of the Germans' best troops. Canadians fought in dust and heat of the summer, snow and cold of the winter, and rain and mud in the spring-fall. Canadian casualties in the Italian campaign totaled more than 26,000, nearly 6,000 of which were fatal. It has been noted that 25 of these casualties of this campaign are listed on the Yarmouth Memorial Cenotaph, and 5 others that are not listed from the Yarmouth area. I will not take the time to do a roll call of the individual names. However, I will recognize the individual family names that I'm sure would be familiar to some in this room. Allen, Blanchard, Woodrow, Britton DeVue, Dowsett, Grant, Harris, Hatfield, Hattie, Higby, Larkin, Lent, Lewis, Melanson, Muse, O'Neill, Parker, Rogers, Van Amberg, Vickery, White, Amero, D'Entremont, Comeau, Dow, and McClellan. Why was there a need for Canadians to fight the Germans and Italians in Sicily and Italy? The Second World War began in '39, and soon much of Europe was under German control. In 1941, Germany invaded the Soviet Union, and vicious fighting broke out on the Eastern Front. By '43, the Soviet leader Joseph Stalin asked for help from the other Allied leaders to ease the pressure of this attack. The Allies agreed to help and decided to use Italy, which was aligned with Germany, as a platform to attack enemy territory in Europe and help divert German resources from the Eastern Front. This became known as the Italian campaign. To disrupt the German defense plans, the Allies developed a plan that would make it appear that the invasion was to take place in Greece. The Allies knew that any intelligence that fell in the hands of the Spanish would be quickly passed on to the Germans. It worked. Germany, receiving the information, immediately transferred a panzer division from France to Greece and sent 200 aircraft from Sicily to reinforce the position there. While Germans expected a buildup of invasion forces off the coast of Sicily, they did not expect them to land, so they did not make any special preparations for this defense. Our soldiers, and some of our veterans that are here today, were aboard ships and had no idea where they were going until they were finally briefed and told that they were going to land in Sicily. This invasion saw 7 divisions of Allied soldiers, 25,000 Canadian troops. They prepared to board more than 2,000 landing craft, all under protection of 6 battleships, 2 aircraft carriers, 15 cruisers, 119 destroyers, and hundreds of other naval vessels. It was the largest amphibious invasion force ever assembled, involving nearly 300 Allied ships and landing crafts. 58 Canadians drowned, and 500 vehicles and a number of guns were lost. The fighting in Sicily would last more than 4 weeks for the Canadians who fought the battle through hundreds of kilometers of difficult mountainous country. More than 2,300 Canadians became casualties, and almost 600 were fatal. Taking Sicily was important. It helped secure the Mediterranean Sea for Allied shipping and continued to the downfall of Italian dictator Benito Mussolini. The new Italian government surrendered to the Allies. However, the Germans were not prepared to lose Italy. The fall of Sicily cleared the way for the Allies' next step, and that was the landing in Italy. The Allies came ashore in mainland Italy on September the 3rd, 1943. These defensive lines were well protected with machine gun nests, barbed wire, landmines, and artillery positions. Canadians joined other troops in what amounted to be a painstaking crawl up the Italian mainland, over poor roads and through challenging weather. One of the most difficult battles for the Canadian troops was the Battle of Tona during the Christmas of 1943. Tona was an ancient town of castles and stone buildings located on a ledge overlooking the Adriatic Sea. Its narrow rubble-filled streets limited the use of tanks and artillery. This meant that Canadians had to engage in vicious street fighting and smash their way through walls and buildings. It was called mouse holding. The Canadians liberated the town on December 28th after more than a week of struggle. Fighting in the Italian campaign continued as the Allies made their way north through many German defensive positions. Notably for Canada was the Battle of the Liri Valley. With the liberation of Rome on June 4th, 1944. In the late summer and fall of 44, the Allies broke through Germany's Gothic line in the north. Fighting continued into the spring of 45 when the Germans finally surrendered. By February 45, our troops that had advanced through Sicily and through Italy had been transferred to the northwest Europe to be reunited with the 1st Canadian Army. There they joined the Allied advance into the Netherlands and Germany to help finally end the war in Europe. Canadian casualties in the Italian campaign totaled more than 26,000, nearly 6,000 of which were fatal. Most of the Canadians who died in Italy are buried in the many Commonwealth war cemeteries there, or are commemorated on the Casino Memorial located in the Casino War Cemetery, south of Rome. The brave Canadians who fought in Italy were among the more than 1 million Canadians who served during the Second World War. So today, we learn a bit of the Italian campaign, the details and the true happenings of each of these many battles are etched in the minds of those that experienced and lived them. They're here with us. They've seen the horror and the destruction and the loss of so many human lives. Some speak of their experiences, and many choose to forget. Whatever their choice, we today give thanks and remember our fallen comrades, and also today pay respect and give recognition to all that have served in all wars to protect us and to ensure that individuals in other countries can live free in a democratic society. I thank you for the invitation to shed some insight on the Battle of Sicily and Italy. However, my real thanks goes to all that have fought and died so that I could live my life in a free and democratic society. Thank you.